necks of Roman youth. This is Syrian relief of an eagle-headed genie, and the winged figure of spirit hovers over the dead body of the departed. It is on a painting from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. But we also find birds are often used as symbols in Roman Catholic churches. The church just around the corner has exactly the same bird with a Bible on top of it. The mother pelican feeding her young with her own flesh was a symbolic allegory of the sun feeding the planets. Now it is a symbol in the Roman Catholic Church of Christ serving humanity. Bones of the dead encased for adoration and prayer on a Catholic altar. Vatican crypt is filled with coffins of dead popes. Catholicism revolves around the veneration and intermediary function of Mary and other dead saints. And notice his head, his hat, is a fish. The Vatican St. Peter's Basilica at the heart of the Roman papacy. A close examination of the papal crest on the Holy Door in St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican reveals the occult symbolism of the solar deity as well as the sacred number of astrology 666. What are the letters on the Pope's crown and what do they signify? The letters on the Pope's crown are these: Vicarius Filii Dei, which is Latin for the Vicar of the Son of God. Our Sunday visitor, April 18, 1915. And what do we get when we add up the numerals, the Roman numerals? It adds up to 666. I've heard some people try to claim that when you get Ellen White and you add up the numbers, it comes up to 666. But don't be fooled. English letters do not have numerical values. It's only Greek letters or Roman numerals or Hebrew. When you get the Hebrew words, Latin words or Greek words, they have numbers attached. To get Ellen White to 666, you have to use your imagination using the W as two V's to get up the numbers. But remember that English letters do not have numerical values. Here you take Greek and Roman names adding up to 666. You have these words: Palatine, Basilia, which is called the Latin Kingdom, or you have Italica, Ecclesia, or the Italian Church. You have Latinos, which is the Latin-speaking man, or you have Vicarius Filii Dei. It all adds up to 666. Number 6 is Rome's number. It is a significant and proven fact that the number 6 is the number of both imperial and papal Rome. 6 was originally the number of Babylon, and Rome has rightly been termed the second Babylon. The name of the pagan sun god from whom the Romans claimed descent was called Latinios, which is the Greek language adds up to exactly 666. The Greek term for the Latin kingdom adds up in the Greek language to the number 666. The original Roman numerals were 6 in number and added up to 666. The official seal of the Roman Empire was of Babylonian origin. It was called Sigillium Solis, the seal of the sun. It was comprised of a series of numbers, and guess what? It added to 666. This all ties in with Revelation 13, and it says, "Count the number of the beast." The official title of the Pope of Rome is Vicarius Filii Dei in Latin. This name adds up to 666. And the Hebrew term from the Roman power was Romith, which in the Hebrew language adds up to exactly 666. And the Pope's official signature is Dux Cleri, chief of the clergy. In Latin, adds up to 666. Coincidence? The church took the pagan philosophy and made it the buckler of faith against the heathen. She took the pagan Sunday and made it the Christian Sunday. There is in truth something royal, something kingly about the sun, making it a fit emblem of Jesus, the Son of Justice. Hence the church in these countries would seem to have said, "Keep the old pagan name, it shall remain consecrated, sanctified," and thus the pagan Sunday dedicated to Boulder became the Christian Sunday sacred to Jesus. Catholic World, March 1894. Sunday so called because this day was anciently dedicated to the sun, or to its worship, the first day of the week. Webster's Dictionary, 1929 edition. Pagan priests were celibate, tonsured, and received the power of sacrificing for the living and the dead. The same power is given to Roman Catholic priests. As celibate priests, they are dedicated to the Mother Goddess, or Mary, the Mediatrix. In 1854, the papacy declared Mary immaculate, and in 1951 they declared she had descended into heaven, where she was crowned as the Queen of Heaven. Since 1951, the complete system of Babylonian worship, with Mary taking the role of the Mediatrix, has thus been established within Catholicism. The goddess in ancient religion was worshipped as the life-giver and nurturer, and as such, this religion was imbued with sexual undertones. The breasts of the goddess formed a prominent part of the goddess cult, goddesses often being depicted with many breasts to nurture the world. Even the sun god was found nurturing at her breast, and as such he was depicted as drinking from the breast, or he was represented by his symbol, the serpent finding sustenance at the breast of the goddess. In Bethlehem, Israel, there is the famous milk grotto, where Catholic tradition has it that Mary spilt milk from her breast while feeding the baby Jesus. This milk supposedly squirted onto the walls of the cave and formed white markings which are revered today as places of pilgrimage for healing and fertility. Phallic symbols, as well as symbols of femininity and divine intercourse, were common in ancient temples as they are in modern temples, particularly in India, and are equally common in Roman Catholic cathedrals. Virtually all symbols of sun worship are present in present-day Roman Catholic cathedrals. St. Peter's in Rome has one of the greatest collection of pagan symbols in the world. Here we find a goddess, and she has many breasts. The main altar at St. Peter's, Bernini's canopy, has the symbols of the serpent, sun and moon worship, male and female forms of sun rays, and the altar has Pope Joanne, the only female pope in history, depicted in pains of childbirth, representing the birth of the sun god. The serpentine columns of Bernini's canopy, heart of Rome's mystery cult and location of the High Mass. Looking down over Bernini's canopy, the altar is surrounded by rings of occult symbolism on the floor. All the ancient feasts pertaining to sun worship have been introduced into Christendom by the papacy. Even the ancient modes of worship are subtly introduced and disguised as Christian practices. The practice is even more widespread in that most human festivals, folklores, and sports are based on activities dedicated to the sun god. The card games we play are based on the cosmic rituals of sun worship. There are 52 cards in the pack, 52 weeks in a year, 4 suits, 4 seasons or corners of the earth, 12 picture cards, 12 houses of the sun, 36 numbered cards, 36 rooms in the cosmic houses of the sun's path. And the alpha or ace is the highest card, but also counts as 1, which is the lowest card, thus designating the alpha and the omega. And here we find a pack of cards. The days of the week are dedicated to solar deities, and the number 7 was associated with the eye of Osiris and the 7 rays of Mithra, as they occur on many pagan gods and goddesses. In this regard, the Statue of Liberty represents the female form of the sun deity, as she has the 7 rays of Mithra on her head and carries the torch, a symbol of the light bearer or Lucifer. The 7 sun rays emanating from Mithra's halo symbolize his triumph over the forces of darkness. Monday was the moon's day, and with the assimilation of the Anglo-Saxon and Scandinavian pagan gods, Turb, one of the oldest gods of Norse mythology, became identified with Mars, and thus we have Ties Daga, or Tuesday. Wednesday is derived from Woden, also known as Odin and Thor. The thunder god of the early Germanic peoples became synonymous with Thursday, equated as he was with the Roman god Jupiter, while Friday is named after Frigg, the wife of Odin and the mother of another pagan